Join us for an evening of inspiration, honor, and community at the 11th Annual Chattanooga Humanitarian Awards Gala, hosted by the Alton Park Development Corporation. This special event will be held on Saturday, October 25th from 6 to 9 p.m. at 701 Hooker Road in Chattanooga. Enjoy a beautiful dinner, live entertainment, and the chance to honor our city's most giving individuals. This year's honorees are Commissioner Greg Beck, Pastor Joe Callahan, Attorney Benjamin Crump, Cheryl Franklin Key, John Duke Franklin Jr., State Representative Yusuf Hakeem, Kira Brewer Headley, Larry Hyde Bear, Minister Wilhelmina Hogg, Dr. Pastor Terry Ladd, Judge Boyd Patterson, and Minister Jennifer Scruggs Woods. Tickets are available now for $75 with VIP tables and sponsorships available. Be part of something bigger. Celebrate compassion. Celebrate service. Celebrate Chattanooga. For tickets or more information, visit eventbrite.com and search 2025 Chattanooga Humanitarian Awards Gala. Don't miss your chance to uplift our community together.
All right, good afternoon. It is awesome to be back on What's Happening in Your Neck of the Woods. Yes. I am Dr. Elenora Woods, your host of What's Happening in Your Neck of the Woods. And with me today, I have my posse right over here to my left with Crown Vibe. You all know him as the host of Ready Right Now Live, and also the executive director and president of Community Arts Summit. Thank you for coming on today.
I am honored to be here, especially at this time.
Yes, I tell you what, ever since God put me in his life and him in my life, I mean, things have just happened for both of us in so many ways that we're going to take time to give you a little bit of it today. Yes. But I just want to thank God, first of all, for using me in such a way that he's used me to build his kingdom and to honor the folks that we are going to be honoring this month on the 25th, to put me in the position to do that. And so with that, I give him all the praise and the glory for everything he's done and everything he's continuing to do with Alton Park Development Corporation, with our wonderful leaders that serve on the board with me, our engineers who are just amazing, Michael Slyman and Mr. Rose over here to my right. They are just some phenomenal engineers on the radio. So we could not be here doing what we do and able to broadcast all over the world, anywhere we want to bring you news to Chattanooga, if it were not for our talented engineers. I have to say that.
That's right.
And I also want to say that since God has put me and Crown Vibe together, we have been able to expand what we're doing here with Alton Park Development Corporation and WPTP 100.1 FM. Every time I turn on my phone, go to the internet, I see WPTP 100.1 and Alton Park Development Corporation blow up.
Yes.
Because this man sitting to my left is an amazing person when it comes to doing all the stuff that you do with our social media. So I thank you for that.
I thank you for that.
Yes.
Humbly I received that, because it's the energy that's needed, what the Humanitarian Award is based off. That's what me and you share in common. And I am fortunate beyond measure to have you and the power you possess and the love and compassion that you show mixed with that power. Man, I'm so honored. I'm one of the luckiest entrepreneurs, community activists, whatever you want to call me, I could be on the planet due to the affiliation and relationship I have with you.
Yes, and nothing's by accident. I always say, God pulls his people together and then lines us up so that we all can do his will, because one day it's going to come. He's coming back, and he's using us here on earth to make sure that his word doesn't return void. So when he lines people up, you better know he's lining it up for a good reason, because he's coming back. And I just have to say that. And every time somebody come in my life like you, I just say, okay, God, what you want me to do with this person, or what do you want this person to do with me? And all of a sudden, I don't use the word magic. I say spiritual, godly things begin to just happen and just burst out like a flame. And that's what it's been like ever since I started this journey with Alton Park Development Corporation. From the very beginning, being a meek and humble advisor on the board, to moving to on the board, to moving to executive director, to moving to president of Alton Park Development Corporation. And every level was a learning experience for me to get me ready for this level. And so I thank God for making me learn the steps of what happens in a nonprofit organization. And because I didn't know, I'm a dentist, a surgeon, and that's what I do every day. That's my lane. So this community service stuff, which I do love, but this nonprofit stuff is a whole nother level. And so God has allowed us to grow because Crown 5 is growing also, being that he's the president of a nonprofit organization. God has allowed us to grow in the process of giving back to the community. There's going to be all kinds of challenges, right?
They waiting on you. They everywhere.
The challenges are there. So I like when people say, I'm going to get me a nonprofit, because sometimes people think nonprofit is about a job where you're going to get all this money poured out from the government and you're going to live happily ever after. But with what's going on in our country right now, you see that the government has the privilege of saying, I don't want to give any more federal grants to your program. Or I tell you what, I'm not going to support any nonprofit organization. And now you got to try to figure it out how to make or close your nonprofit. And I thank God that he has put you in the position that he's put you in, and me in the position that he put me in, to be able to work and do what we're going to do without the government.
Figure it out. Because those are our people.
Those are our
reflections. So those people are us.
That's it. So it doesn't matter if you have government money or not. As we're learning, is they're cutting Medicaid, they cutting housing vouchers, they're cutting all of these SNAP programs, everything that I would say the underserved and the voiceless, and even the poor people really need to survive. They are cutting all of these programs. I tell you what happened Thursday. I got a call from a man all the way from Sevierville. You all know that's on the other side of Knoxville.
Mountain time. And let me tell y'all, it doesn't matter what color you are when you are in need of some help. If you are really a child of God and you about your business of doing God's business, it doesn't matter what color you are, as you all will learn. This was a white male, 67 years old, and he didn't have nowhere to live. He was sick with the 4th stage of cancer, and he and his son didn't have nowhere to go. They had a camper that was falling apart, wasn't fit. They was putting them out because it wasn't fit to live in. And he looked up, check this out, y'all, Alton Park Development Corporation, and took a chance. Found my number and took a chance and called me and asked for help. Now, you all know we're going to help him. Because that's what nonprofits do. And that's what people who love the community and want to give back to the community do. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. And so I hooked him up with the right person. We got the contact of the right people. It ain't always the government, y'all. No.
It ain't always the government. So we can get him all the way from Sevierville, bring him to Chattanooga. Why? Because he's dying. He don't have a long time. And put him in some house so he can die with decency.
God bless that family.
Yes.
Peace and protection to that family.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Woods. That kind of effort is something that all of us can be proud of. If you have a smidget of need to help or service in you. Thank you for that. That's a great testimony. Great.
And that's why this theme, Crown Vibe, is I am my brother's keeper. Not are you my brother's keeper? I am my brother's keeper. And I'm going to read this to you. It says that means that you are accepting responsibility for the well-being of others. And it's principally rooted in the biblical story of Cain and Abel, because Cain murdered his brother, if y'all remember.
Yep.
And God asked him, where is Abel, your brother? And then after Cain murdered his brother, God asked him that. And Cain, with defiance, said, am I my brother's keeper? In other words, I ain't supposed to keep up with where he at, you know? And so Cain responded that way. And then the phrase has become widely known or accepted as a moral standard, implying a duty of care to protect and to show compassion for your fellow human being. And that's why the Humanitarian Award was created by me 11 years ago. It was because there are people that are showing humanity and doing mankind all around this city.
Man.
And you never hear their name.
You never hear
but
their
they're
names.
digging deep in their own pockets. Not
Their
money from the
own
government, not money from a job,
Unsolicited.
not money from their own money, and making a difference and changing the trajectory of people's lives by what they do. By what they do. And so because of that, I said to myself, you know, these people are doing all these wonderful things and nobody ever hears about them. And humanitarians will not brag. They will not boast. They will not toot their own horn. They never have and never will. So this Humanitarian Award Gala is our way of saying, we caught you doing good service to mankind, and we know you're not going to toot your own horn. We got you.
Don't deny it.
Don't deny it. And because of that, you're going to get a proclamation from the city and the county. And now we have the governor, of course, giving a thank you to each and every one of them. And the Alton Park Development Corporation gives them the symbolic Humanitarian Award Globe Award for doing just what we say they've done.
And the acknowledgement and the love you deserve.
Yes. And you will go down in history as being a humanitarian. And I think,
great job to all the recipients.
Yes. And I think, and you can agree that God, when he calls us home, you want him to say, well done, thy faithful servant. Well done.
Yes.
When I was thirsty, you gave me water. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I didn't have nowhere to live, you put me in shelter and cover me from the storm. So for that reason, you get your crown. You know, and that's what humanitarians do.
That's what it's about.
That's what they do.
And it's not always a physical act.
Yes.
Sometimes just the frequency in someone's voice that you reach out to in the need for help, just to hear that care and concern, or just the effort or attempt to, man, could give you, snap you out of some things, give you the motivation you need to get up early and get yourself together or whatever you need to do. So yes.
And so I have to say that because and I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I know the commercial that you all heard before we went on the air, which you'll be hearing it throughout the city on Brewer Media, Power 94 and Groove 93. And then of course, WPTP 100.1 FM. And you'll be hearing it over and over and over. You've seen our story in the Chattanooga.com. You'll see our story in the Chattanooga News Chronicle and the Chattanooga Times Free Press, because they need to have an honor. I know they don't want it. They don't want it.
About like you.
And some people say they accept it behind closed doors in a private ceremony because they have done so much. I'm talking about millions of dollars worth of things that they want to just be quiet. Can you give us a little private?
Keep it sacred.
Can we do a private ceremony? We've done private ceremonies for some of the wealthiest people in this community for the good deeds that they've done for mankind. And to those people, we say kudos to you, and we'll keep you anonymous.
Gratitude.
Yes. So let me just tell y'all a little bit about the humanitarian so you'll know.
Break that down.
Let's break it on down. Let's break it on down.
Essence of it. Let's get us connected.
Yeah. So Commissioner Gregory Beck is the Hamilton County Commissioner for District 5. And he is a Christian and a community activist. You all probably heard his show on WNOO, 1260 AM. giving words of encouragement from the word, and very active in the church. And for years and years and years and years, he's served this community, especially with our elderly people. I don't know if you all know that.
I don't. I can't wait to meet Mr. Beck.
Every year, he has a big shading-ding for our senior citizens. And I say to him, kudos and thank you. I know you're going to get a bigger thing on the 25th, but thank you so much.
Thank you,
Commissioner Greg Beck, for what you have done for our senior citizens, because they get overlooked.
And we all have senior citizens that are so valuable in our life, or have been.
Yes, yes. Pastor Joe Callahan, who's the senior pastor of Rossville Baptist Church, I see him in the streets with his church.
What he be doing?
Giving out food, clothes, hygiene things. And this year, he's going to do it here again at Alton Park Development Corporation. And they even going to give free showers. And then he asked me, would I do some dental stuff? So I'm going to be involved with him this year with taking care of folks' dental needs and getting them out of pain. And he's going to be giving them a free shower. They got a whole van truck that come and hygiene things and feeding them and giving them clothes. I mean, he's been doing this for as long as I've known him. He is absolutely amazing.
Pastor Joe Callahan.
Yes, Pastor Joe Callahan. And then if you don't know, our national civil rights activist, Attorney Benjamin Crump, who also is the producer and the writer for the film How to Sue the Klan. He is being honored because every time something go down, we just had an incident with the young man being killed in Mississippi. Was hung on a tree, and they said it was suicide, but both his legs was broke. So my question is, and I'm gonna keep it non-political here, how did he get on a tree, hang himself, and his legs was broke? So we want to give kudos to Attorney Benjamin Crump.
He's done some other big stuff too.
Oh my God. Every time something happens that violates our civil rights, and especially if they're murdered in the process, he's going to be on the scene. And let me tell y'all just one little snippet about How to Sue the Klan. The Klan had never been sued ever in the history of America. And 3 Black women were walking down Martin Luther King Boulevard in Chattanooga, minding their own business. And the Ku Klux Klan drove down the street and opened up fire and shot all 3 of them. And this attorney, Benjamin Crump, came down to Chattanooga, represented those 3 women, and never before had the Ku Klux Klan been sued. But they sued them and they won the lawsuit. And because of that, it changed the whole.
You can't out the bag now.
It changed the whole way we see things. You can't get sued. You can't get sued if you violate somebody's civil right, especially causing harm, bodily harm to them. So I thank him for setting precedent with that lawsuit. The crew will be here, members of the crew. There's one woman in particular that's still alive that was one of the victims of that horrific.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that horrific incident. That will be there at the event, so you all don't want to miss that.
That is
so we are
history.
Super excited about that. And then, of course, everybody knows John P. Franklin Funeral Home and the owners of John P. Franklin Funeral Home and what they have done historically, starting from their father, moving on up to today, 2025. John Duke Franklin Jr. and his sister Cheryl Franklin Key are both being honored for all the things that they have done in this city. I know sometimes people don't have the money to bury their loved ones.
And they help, man.
They can't afford the expensive graveyards in Chattanooga, and they own their own graveyard.
To be able to help more.
Right there in Shepherd. So I want to say kudos for them. And that's not all they've done. It's amazing what they have done in this community to uplift this community
in times of need.
Yes, and sometimes people have money, you know that.
Yeah.
They don't care about nobody. They just as selfish as they can be. This is one community, one group of individuals, Cheryl and Duke, that have poured out blessings back to this community and have not been selfish with all the things God blessed them with. So we got to give kudos
I want to
them.
say a quick little shout out to them too. They truly do that. They walk with a sense of care. They handle you and your family in a time of need with a consistent care. Great choice.
Yes, they do. And then, of course, there's our awesome, amazing state representative, Yusuf Hakeem from District 28. Yusuf Hakeem is in a unique position. He's always been in a unique position. He's been in politics for, I know, over 20 years, first served on the city council. And then, of course, he served with not representative, Governor Bredesen with the probation and parole board. And then he came back after being defeated in his last defeat with the city council, went right back, got back in politics, and now he is our state representative. And you all know how hard it is. If you're a Democrat, and this is not a political statement, if you're a Democrat and you see how the cards are stacked against you, where there's not enough people in the House of Representatives, you got to get, I think it's 99 people in the General Assembly in Tennessee. You have to get 51, I believe, votes. And it's 70 something Republicans and only 28 Democrats. How you gonna win?
The math ain't mathing.
It's not there. So it's very difficult for Representative Hakeem to pass a bill. But those things that he can do, he has done and done a great job. And if nothing else, he will stand up against tyrants and people that are really making it hard for the poor people in his district to live. So we thank him for taking that, I think that knuckle on the cheek or whatever you want to call it, that hit in the head or bullet in the head for all of us. I know you all sitting back saying, he don't do that. We want to see you. We want to see you do what he's done and maintain his dignity and protect all of us in this community the best that he can.
I saw him the other night at the council meeting, man. Yes. Very poised gentleman to be so accomplished.
Yes, yes. And we thank him for serving our community. We're going to put him back there if we can, right? We just did it again. So we are ready to support him with all the things that he has done. And don't be mad at him, because if you get the seat, you're going to be in the same position, sitting there trying to figure out how you're going to get a bill passed for your people in your district when you don't even have, you ain't got 30 votes and you need 50-something votes to pass it. So woo, power and shout out to him.
Man.
And if you all know, the next one's Larry High. He is an amazing community activist. You all know
Larry High.
He's a legend. You don't know that?
Mr. I know that
Bear's
name.
Barbershop.
Oh man, yes, I know. Okay. Never heard the Larry.
Yes, we call him Bear, but his real name is Larry High, y'all.
Shout out to Bear.
Yes, he has been in this community for 50, 60, 70, I don't know. He getting up there, Larry. I ain't trying to tell your age, but I tell you what, this man has served on the board at the state level. He has been one of the biggest supporter for Howard. He is a big supporter of Howard, and he is an amazing man of God. He's actually a minister, Larry High, and have given back over and over. Let me tell you how good this man is.
What did he do? Well, no, tell me all about it.
My dad is dead and gone, but he cut my daddy's hair. And then he turned around. He did the first haircut on my brother's hair. You know that first haircut?
That first one.
The
one nobody forget.
All right, you take the hair and put it in a bag and save it. So when they get old, you say, I got your first lock of hair.
Wow.
He did my brother's hair. And then turn around, he did my son's hair.
Wow.
He did my son's first haircut. And so that's generational.
Y'all think about that, Chattanoogans.
Yeah, that's generation. He has two shops, one off of Brainerd Road, and then the one out here in Alton Park, on Alton Park Boulevard. He's been there since the first day he opened up, and he has given back tremendously to the youth, especially in sports. In football and all that little leagues. Oh yeah, we say salute to you, Larry, because you have given back to this community and you are a legend in our community.
And a huge example for small business owners.
Yes, he is.
Survival, how to maintain.
Yes, because it got real hard and it's still real hard, but he survived it. And I thank all of the people that supported Bear's Barber. Now we got a lot of Black-owned barbershop, but there is one
pioneer.
The pioneer is Larry High. So kudos to you for cutting all our children's hair.
I wonder if his price is like the new guys.
I bet it ain't.
I bet it ain't.
I bet it ain't.
He's
still, people got inflation.
You gotta. Yeah.
He cuts hair. He's the one that taught folks how to line that hair up real good, make it look like it's cookie cut. That's Larry.
Think about all them hairstyles through them generations he had to learn.
Ooh, what you talking about?
The flat top.
Yeah. I used to be scared when he was doing my son's hair because Bear would be cutting the hair and looking over to the left. I'm like, he better get back to my son's hair before he gave him a bad cut. But he could put his hand on your head and know exactly where he is. He's that good. And be talking and doing 5 or 6 other things. When you get out that chair and he shake that robe off of you, just like, oh my God.
Support Bear's Barbershop.
How did he do that? How did he do that? Yes, continue to support Bear. We call him Bear, but his real name is Larry High, right here on Alton Park Boulevard. Y'all know where he is. If you're a barber, you know about Larry High, Bear's Barbershop. That's right there on. Everybody know him.
Credit where it's due.
Yes. And so thank you. And he's had a school. He's done all that stuff. And that's the best person to go to and talk to if you're thinking about doing barber. Go talk to Bear.
Or just wisdom on all levels, man.
Yes. And then, of course, one of my favorite persons, Pastor Dr. Terry Ladd of First Baptist Church.
Yes.
And I tell you what, they didn't put all the stuff about him, but he was appointed by the state of Tennessee to serve on the board of civil rights. Civil rights.
Big title.
And that comes all the way from the national. So he is an advisor to that board, and he lets them know this is what's going on. This is what we ought to do. So he is huge on civil rights and protecting our civil rights to the point that he's been appointed. So I thank you, Dr. Terry Ladd, and a huge supporter of civil rights. When I was the president of the National Action, I'm sorry, not national, that's now. When I was the president of the NAACP, he served on that board honorably. And I thank him for his years of giving back to this community in the area of civil rights, because it's people like that that will fight when nobody else want to fight.
And don't say nothing about it.
And won't say nothing, scared to open up their mouth and won't say a word. So we thank him. And then, of course, there is Kira Brewer Headley. Now, I got to tell y'all about Kira.
We know that name.
Yes, you all know about Brewer Media. And when you turn on Power 94 and 93.5, Groove 93.5, you may think this is a black-owned radio station. It's not black-owned. However, you would think it is, because Kira and her family, her daddy, all of them, her brother, they have poured into the community of Chattanooga. I remember before I had a radio station, I told her this. I said, you inspired me because of all the stuff that you did for my organization that I was involved with giving back, making sure that the black and brown and poor and the underserved and the people with the voice, without the voice, had a means to get their message out.
That's right.
You have been this station.
That's right.
This station, Brewer Media, has been that and always supporting what we do. Always supporting what we do.
Because the fact of it is, they could have did something else with their time and their money. But they chose to this path that affects our community.
That's right. So I always say they are my big sister, my big brother radio station, because they have the power. They reach all across Chattanooga, all outside of Chattanooga. I'm in Georgia going to work. I'm way away, 30 miles away from Chattanooga, and I could turn on Brewer Media and hear them just as loud and clear.
Right.
So I thank them for all of the things that they have done. You know, they're now relocated.
We all do.
They're on Vance Avenue, and they're still doing their thing. Chi and all of them down there.
Give it up for Power 94.
Give it up for Power 94 and Groove 93. Their boss, their owner, Kiri, is being honored this year for what they've done for mankind. They are a monster in media. They are a mega giant in the media industry, and they have shown God a thank you by serving all of mankind. So I thank them for that.
And they carved their path, because it wasn't a precedent.
No, they didn't have to do it. But they make sure local artists have an opportunity. If they've come back home to Chattanooga, they're always trying to patronize them and get them out in Chattanooga. So I thank them for that. That's how it became apparent to me with WPTP. that it was important for me to give the local artists an opportunity to be heard and a platform to come on. Thus, Ready Right Now Live was just looking at the host of that show is sitting next to me on my left. That's how it really came to be, because I realized, just like Brewer Media realized, that the people in Chattanooga deserve a fair chance to make it in the art industry. And so I thank them for that.
I do too. We all do.
Absolutely. And if y'all don't know Minister Wilhelmina Hogg, oh my God. She is, I would say, the godmother, the staple of Christian radio. And I say that because I've watched her. The people in the community watched her. Somebody recommended her name, because not only is she on the show as the host, but she make a way for other ministers to come on that may not have the money or the funds to pay for their radio time. She will take her own money and pay for their show to make sure they can spread God's word. And so I thank her. Not only there, she's very involved with the Clergy Cannoneer. She's big time with that. If you all don't know the Clergy Cannoneer, that is the Baptist organization for preachers in this town. And she's huge in that organization. And not only that, with WNOO. She's also, she didn't start with WNOO.
I seen her here.
Yeah, she is here on WPTP on the show called The Time Is Now. And all of these ministers that get their license to preach but don't have a church home, they, when the Lord give you that spirit, it'll just like be inside your spirit, just trying to burst out. And you've got to get it out. You got to get the word out of you, because you'll just blow up if you don't. She gives them a platform where they can come and preach and pray and give honor to God through her show, get paying for their time, their radio time. So all of them would have an opportunity to give God's word to the people in this community. So we thank Wilhelmina Hall.
She's a special one to me. You and Wilhelmina, I've did a lot of interviews at this point, but my first 2 interviews ever were with you and Miss Wilhelmina Hall. Yeah, so I was brought in the game the right way.
All right, you did. So, Minister Reverend Wilhelmina Hall, we salute you for doing what God wants you to do, giving these ministers and these folks who've got the license to preach but don't have a church, and I call it a platform to preach the word of God and spread God's word through the radio ministries that you are on, as in terms of ownership of that show. Thank you. Thank you. Again
and again.
Yes. And then, of course, there's Judge Boyd Patterson, who is the Chattanooga Criminal Court Judge, District Division 3. Man, let me tell you about Judge Patterson, Boyd Patterson. We invited him to the community summit, Freedom Summit. And I had no idea that Judge Boyd Patterson was so connected. I remember he was doing the thing with the gang task force.
Okay.
Yes, he did a lot of stuff with that. But then I found out this man started a drug rehab program here in Chattanooga. Yes.
On his own.
On his own. Mental health, social platform, also.
Big subjects.
Yeah. And then what about his program for folks that getting kicked out of their apartment or their house, their rental property, and don't have nowhere to go? He will get the owner of the property and the landlord with the renter together to try to keep that person in their home so they won't be homeless. That's huge.
The judge.
Mental health, drug rehab program. He's big with the youth, with youth activism in the community. He's more than a judge.
So he was put in that position by divinity.
By divinity. And the day that we had our summit, our community summit, let me tell you this. His family member was put in a bad situation that same day. He had to pick and choose whether he was going to come to this event with us or go tend to his family. So he did them both. He did them both and did a powerful. Don't leave it. It ain't.
That's beautiful right there.
Yes, and he did them both and did an amazing PowerPoint presentation. And I was just so proud of the fact that we have this man that is responsible for keeping law and order, doing so much in the community to help mankind.
Can you imagine how big your heart has to be to
It's big.
carry that kind of weight that comes with your judiciary responsibilities, the
Yes.
stories, the heartache, all the stuff that can numb you, but you maintain.
Yes. And we were restoring people's records that day. You know, people who had these records and they can't do nothing because they were put in prison or jail and they needed their rights restored. He had actually brought the presentation on what qualified to have those records expunged and what didn't qualify.
Typically information that's not revealed in this manner.
Because you think of people saying, I'm getting my record expunged. I don't know how to do it. I don't know where to start. I don't have $1 million. These attorneys want $1 million. You don't have to pay $1 million. It is your right. It's called knowledge. People are perishing because of lack of knowledge. If you don't know how to go in there and find the form and fill it out and take it to the proper place to get it expunged, or in some situations, you're in the courtroom, you've gotten charged with something, the judge dismiss it. If you don't know that you got to go right around the corner when you leave that courtroom and go in the clerk and tell them to expunge it, guess what?
You still carrying the bag.
But the charges are still on your record. You got to get it expunged, people. Just got something is that we don't even get there. We're not going to
Great point.
Because we're going to do that one again.
You just a true humanitarian. Yeah. You can't stop. You get caught up in it. You want to help some more.
I get caught up
Beautiful.
in it. I want to make sure I ain't left nobody. I got one more person, but before I get to this person, I got to make sure I got everybody taken care of. The next person, one of my favorite persons, she's the last, but definitely not least, is Minister Jennifer Scruggs Woods. Let me tell you, I had her students saying, Dr. Woods, we got a petition here. We want to recommend or nominate our teacher for saving our life.
Hold on. Let's slow that and make sure we heard it right.
Yeah.
So the students.
So
the teacher is like mama in the room. So you're gonna love her sometimes, you ain't gonna like her sometimes, but those same students.
The students. And let me tell you, Minister Woods is a retired educator. She taught for 30, 40 years in the school system. And of those 30 and 40 years, let me say she doesn't have any children, but God used her to help these children in school who would have been lost, falling through the cracks, in prison, lost just because their parents weren't strong at the time for whatever reason. We're not putting parents down. We're saying, thank God for sending people like Jennifer that took your children in her home so that the state wouldn't take your kids from you and mothered them, fed them, clothed them.
Hold on. Are we talking about the teacher?
The teacher.
Miss Jennifer Woods.
Yes,
great job.
She's a big advocate for education, public education, and a big advocate for mothers. And she and I work together. I will say this in the NAACP, and now she's working with me in the National Action Network to make sure that our children in school are not disciplined disproportionately. Y'all know that, right? We created the program that made them look at how they discipline our children and created the program for Hamilton County. We brought the experts in from all around the country into Chattanooga to preach, to treat, to teach, and to educate our educators on the proper way to discipline children.
Example alert.
Yes. So with her having her experience, and there was a lawsuit brought about. She has wedged many lawsuits, and not just for Black children. We got disabled children, very poor children, and won the cases.
While doing all the rest of the amazing Save the World
she will
stuff.
File a lawsuit, and if she coming, she got all of her paperwork together, and so her students wanted her to be recognized. One of them I know for sure will be there
Oh,
because she's the
that's gonna
person
be
that
dope.
and she's gonna tell how she saved her life.
Mm. I knew it had to be some stuff that she taught them that you can't quite describe.
That's it.
That's the whole thing can make
Yes.
you stand up for somebody.
Right. And just think how God used her. If she had her own children, like many of us do, she might not have had the time. She might not have had the resources.
Look at that.
She might not have had the wherewithal to worry about somebody else's kid while her kids need her.
Yeah.
But God uses people in certain situations because he knows what he created you for.
Mm-hmm.
And so to Minister Jennifer Scruggs Woods, we say thank you for saving these children.
Thank you.
You got so many children.
That's where it's at.
You got so many kids. They love you and they thank you. And because of that, you are Chattanooga's humanitarian honoree.
Give it up for the humanitarians right here in Chattanooga.
Yes, yes.
I had the honor to meet Miss Woods early on my journey.
Okay.
Community Art Summit. We host a monthly forum, The Conversation.
Yes, I remember.
And so what I experienced from her that day, I quantified by how well I connect right back to that moment when I hear her name. I know a lot of Jennifers, I know a lot of Woods, but that Jennifer Woods, man, she's a whip. She's compassionate. She does it for free.
Yes,
I got that one experience with her. Shout out to Jennifer Woods.
Yes, and I want to say to all of my sorority sisters of Alpha, Kappa Alpha sorority, this honoree, this is, I think, one of the second honorees out of the 11 years. No, actually, we've got two sorors being honored at this 11th annual anniversary. We've got Cheryl Franklin Key, who is our sorority sister with Franklin, with John P. Franklin Funeral Home. She's an Alpha Kappa Alpha lady. Yeah. And yes, and also our soror Jennifer Scruggs Woods. We got two sorors being honored this year, and they did it on their own. And in the past, we've had sorors also being honored. Latrice Curry has been honored several years ago.
We know that name. Very familiar in Chattanooga.
Yes. So kudos to my sorors. I have to get that in there. To my sorors for being all that our founders cropped you up and propped you up to be. You have definitely lived the life of an Alpha Kappa Alpha lady. And thank you so much for making us look good.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with looking good.
Yes. So we're just super excited because I know it's going to be all that in a bag of chips because Herman's Soul Food restaurant is catering the food. We have
another staple. A lot of meals on Sundays from Herman.
Yes, and the spiritual highlights are gonna bring the music live. We're gonna be I'm telling you, it's gonna be on fire up in there.
Oh man, it's gonna be some standing up and some moving around.
Yes, and we got a special little treat.
What we got special?
I believe that we all can fly.
It must be real special.
If we would all remember who God used, and our responsibility as elders to our younger folk. So we have a younger lady who knows how to blow the roof off of.
Oh, what's her name?
Her name is Denise Dave. Oh, she's gonna be in the house, turning it out for Jesus.
Denise Dave is gonna be at the Humanitarian Awards.
Yeah, she's gonna be performing live.
Oh, it's going up.
It's going down and up.
Pyramid
and around. It's going in and
out
out,
and around.
And around and around. And we cannot wait to hear her and to see her perform. She's dynamic. She's phenomenal. So we are very excited about that. And of course, our host and co-host of the show, you're looking at one. Yes, Crown Vibe.
That's me.
Yes.
That's me. Honored to be so.
Yeah, and I know you all know Kelvin Scott.
Mr.
Y'all don't
Kelvin
know
Scott.
Kelvin Scott? Let me just tell y'all. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about both of these phenomenal men. Okay, let's go back. Kelvin Scott, of course, has served on the Hamilton County Election Commission.
Okay.
Yes.
Powerful position now. Yes. Very important position.
Oh, and I meant to say Herman's restaurant, Soul Food and Restaurant, the owner is Mr. Billups, Rodney Billups. I gotta give
Mr.
kudos.
Rodney Billups,
Yes,
owner of
yes,
Herman Soul Food.
yes. And Kelvin Scott, not only was he our former commissioner on the election commission, but he also serves in many other capacities. One of the ones you probably have heard him on the Chi Chi show in the morning on
On
Saturday.
Power 94.
Power 94, 93.5.
93.5.
Given the history of what's going on in this city, updating us, keeping us informed with what's happening in Chattanooga. So I just want to say to him, and he sent his resume, man, he's sharp on there. He know he looking good. And then I told y'all about Mr. Crown Vibe. There are so many ways that you all can get tickets. We making this, look, there is no reason for y'all to say, I didn't know where to get my tickets. We got them available on eventbrite.com. We have them at WPTP right here at our radio station. We have them at Brewer Media, Power 94, 93.5. Bears Barber Shop on the south side. Yes. Herman Soul Food Restaurant on Brainerd Road. We have a Tender Care University on Wilcox. Lois Boutique on Lee Highway. Y'all know about Lois Boutique. She got the bad clothes in there. I want to give a shout out.
Shout out to Lois Boutique.
Yes. And Ashanti's Hair Salon on Glass Street.
Glass Street.
I think we done took over the city where you can buy tickets. So, and then
hold on, you leaving out.
Who am I leaving out?
Big one. 701 Hooker Road.
Yes, WPTP right here where it all's happening at. You all make sure you all get your tickets. If you don't know how to get the tickets, you can go to eventbrite.com and look up the Chattanooga Humanitarian Award Gala 2025. You can buy your tickets. There's a little surcharge when you get it there. But it's enough people that know about this event. Y'all see all the folks that are being honored this year that you won't have trouble. We're going to sell out. We've already got
it's filling
more
up
than
fast.
half of them. So we are saying to you, get your tickets. It's the early in the month, but the 25th comes up really, really quick.
Yes.
And before we leave, I think we got that all out and under control.
One more avenue. You also can go to the Community Art Summit page where the link to Eventbrite for the Humanitarian Award will be pinned at the top.
And also reach out to you because Crown Vibe has tickets too.
Yes.
If you want to purchase them for the low, you can get them from here. Yes.
High vibrations, low price.
Yes. But he has. I gotta move on to what he's bringing. I think y'all see my jewelry that I have on today.
Looking good.
I'm feeling all of the
Matching
energy.
The
yes, I got the ring. I got the necklace on. Man, I'm feeling all this energy. So I want you to tell me about the jewelry that Crown Vibe. What is the name of your business, Crown Vibe?
Crown Vibes Creations.
Crown Vibe Creation.
That's High Vibrations Creations.
Yes.
So
he's the jeweler. So
I am the jeweler.
About it.
So I
talk about what I got on.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We got Dr. Woods here with a turquoise and obsidian piece. So it's a 3-section piece. We have the necklace that here is adorned with hematite fillers. So obsidian is a protection stone. All of these stones are natural. This is where how it applies to us because we're natural beings. So all natural things give you energy. So black obsidian absorbs negative energy, clearing your path on your way to your humanitarianship. And turquoise is a grounding stone, a very rare stone. We all need grounding. You can't get nothing powered up, pop the hood on your car. You got to have it grounded. So this is nature's grounding tool. And this will give Dr. Woods protection and grounding as she go about doing more service. You can catch Crown Vibes Creations on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We would suggest pre-orders, but not necessary because we'll custom order to your needs. High vibrations, low prices, as I said. Talk to you soon. Oh, I got a giveaway going on in the my version of humanitarian. So Ready Right Now Live will be coming on today after this segment. And if you all call, what's that number? 423-713-7614 and tell me the name of the last humanitarian Just one of them off the list from last year.
Oh, from last year. Don't call me, y'all. I ain't telling you nothing. You should have been there. But you can figure it out.
You can figure it out. You got two avenues. You can't get through on that phone. Go straight to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the things.
The first
and
one
inbox me a name, accurate name, off of the list from last year. You got to tell me what they do and what they want it for.
All right.
And you get you a 3-piece Crown Vibe set. And that is the necklace, custom made, all crystals, natural stones, pure energy, along with the bracelet and the ring. That's today.
Today.
Yes.
Well, I think we have did it today. This is the end of my show, and we got another show. They out there looking at me like, well, you need to get off the air.
They ready now.
I went into somebody else's airtime. So let me just say this. Today is Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We must
mm-hmm.
give God all the praise and the glory for everything that he's done, everything that he's doing, and everything that he's gonna do, because he's worthy for the praise. And I want you all to find a church. If you don't have a church, you can always go online and watch church from your bedroom, from your kitchen, your living room, right in the privacy of your own home. But you're always welcome to Greater Emmanuel Apostolic Church, my church, at 400 Tunnel Boulevard, where we give praise to the glory of God. And our senior pastor, Pastor Warfield, is in the house just about, unless he's out of town, in the house every Sunday, lifting the roof off of God. So until then, till next week, Saturday, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Yes, you all come get some of this jewelry. You all buy your tickets, and you all say, thank you, God, for he is worthy. We'll see you next week.
Peace.